Good afternoon, beautiful people. So today we are making this beautiful tutorial that you are seeing. It's actually a very simple, straightforward gown, but since they said I should do a tutorial on it, I'll do it. Now, the why I say this gown is simple is it doesn't have a zip, it doesn't have a bottom, it doesn't have half length, it doesn't have that. Okay, so it's just simple and straight. Now, the first thing you are going to be cutting for the neckline is coming, you are bending it outwards, as in outside, not inside. Now, do you understand? So that's why I said this um gown is very simple and straightforward. Now I'll be making a video later about how to make your neckline correct, neckline for each body size. Okay, a bust 50's neckline is different from a bust 25. Do you understand? I'll be showing you how to calculate it and some other calculations. I've been wanting to drop it, but each time I keep forgetting. So let's go straight into this tutorial. And you know me too well that I don't joke with my borderline of 1 inch all through. I don't joke with my borderline of 1 inch all through. And then I'm going to mark it. I'm going to roll the line. Okay, so the neck width I'm going to be using here is 3 inches. Okay, and the neck depth I'm going to be using is still the same 3 inches. And at the end of the day, I will connect like so, or you use your ruler to connect. Then for the back pattern, I'll just be coming down by what? By 1 inch. Okay, and I will connect like so. Now I'm going to measure my. Another reason why this gown is very simple is it doesn't have sleeve. The sleeve is cut together. Okay, so as you are going to see the reason why it's very simple. Now my shoulder measurement is 8 inches, and I'm going to be marking my 8 inches again right here. Now from here I'm going to come down by 1 inch. Can you see? For my shoulder slant, and then I'm going to be connecting that 1 inch to my 3 inches neck width. That's the standard. Okay, now from here I'm going to measure 8 inches down because that is my armhole measurement, and then I'm going to roll. And then I'm going to roll. Okay, so the next measurement I'm going to be taking is my bust measurement, my shoulder to bust measurement. Now when taking your shoulder to bust measurement, please put it here, do not put it here. Okay, shoulder to bust measurement, I mark and I roll it. Shoulder to waist, we don't need under bust. Shoulder to waist, and then I roll it. I need my shoulder to hip because that's how it's going to cover out, and then I roll it again. When marking yours, if you place your, like you want to mark your shoulder to hip, if you mark here, still place it somewhere here and you mark it so that your line will be straight. I'm just doing a mini tutorial, that's why I'm just trying to be fast about it because of our data. Now this is the full length of this gown, right? This is the full length of this gown, and I'm going to roll it. Okay, so I'm going to be placing my measurements, bust circumference divided by 4. Now if you look at this gown, you're going to see is a very free gown. So this gown is a very free gown. So whatever I'm going to be getting now, I'm going to be adding 1 inch ease. That is not your sewing allowance. Now sewing allowance should be 2 inches, but let's assume that I'm the one making it. I'll make it 1 inch. When you are starting out, make it 2 inches so you don't go and make mistake and you have to adjust and then there's no room for adjusting. So bust divided by 4, my bust circumference divided by 4 plus 1 inch plus 2 inches sewing allowance or 1 inch sewing allowance. That's what I'm going to be marking right here. Waist divided by 4 plus 1 inch is plus 2 inches sewing allowance or 1 inch sewing allowance. That's what I'm going to be marking here. Hip divided by 4 hip circumference divided by 4 plus 1 inch is plus 2 inches or 1 inch sewing allowance. That's what I'm going to be marking here. Now whatever I got here is what I'm still going to be bringing down here, but plus 1 inch. So I have something like this. Okay, now very simple. Come up by half inch or 1 inch from this area. Okay, like so. Now if you don't know how to make that folding on the sleeve, let me know in the comment section so that I'll be able to show you how do a tutorial on how you can make it. Right now, if come up by 1 inch, now extend this line by 2 inches, extend this line by 5 inch or 6 inch, depending on how wide you want that folding to be. Okay, and this is mine right here. Okay, so I'm going to take it this particular up, I'll take it straight up to this place. I'm trying to make my sleeve opening. Can you see? Now I'm going to bring down this one to meet this place like so. That's all. You have created your sleeve. That is just all. You have created your sleeve. Now this particular part is not where the problem really is. You know where the problem is around this area. Now look at the down part very well. You are going to see that the back side, back body is tilted a little bit to the front. Can you see it? That is, and if you look at the casing for the rope, right, it started from the waist, somewhere around the waist. You can choose where you want yours to start from. It started from somewhere around the waist and it went like so. So what I'm going to do is mark any number of inches that you are comfortable with, right? But I will say mark 3 or 4 inches, and this is my 3 or 4 inches right here. So I will connect straight from here down. If you watch, you will see there's a way it's curved. It's not a straight line. Okay, there's a way it's curved, and that is it. I will now cut out. So I'm going to now place this particular one on another pattern paper to be able to cut out for the back pattern before I will now come and trim out this for the front pattern, and that is all for the front pattern. At the end of the day, when you are done with your back pattern, just attach to this one, and that is all. We are going to be working on this back. Okay, so we mark the waist. Okay, now the next thing for us to do is to cut out this the front neckline. After cutting out the front neckline, we are also going to cut out this area, and we are done with the front. So when placing on your fabric to cut out, add like 1 inch extra around this area so that you will use it to bend this casing. So instead of you just attaching another casing, learn to add here so that you learn to add here so that when you fold to the back, okay, it becomes automatically the casing, so you do not need to add another casing. But if not, just join both the front and back together, then cut another facing, another plain. So you will cut another, after joining front and back this way, you will cut another plain fabric like this and join it at the back like so, and it becomes the casing for your rope. But then this is not where I'm going to be going into. If you know you need the tutorial for that one, just let me know. I will still make the tutorial for it. But this is where we are done with the front pattern. We set it aside. So now this is the back, right? Now we are going to, everything on this back is okay except this back, this down part. So if you like, you can make it a straight line, but I want to go with a slight curve. Can you see? I would like to go with a straight curve, and then I will cut it out. Now in cutting it out, the next thing is that this particular down part that I am going to cut will be times 3 of this size. Okay, times 3 of this size, that we are going to now use box splitting to reduce back to this size. So let's go ahead and cut it. Don't forget that we plotted this fabric without allowance, so while cutting on your own fabric, you give allowance. Now I'm going to separate the down part from the upper part. So this upper part does not really have an issue. We set it aside, okay, and then we decide on how to divide our down part bodies. But I like to use lines so that whatever I'm doing is going to be equal, and I will show you how. So this is my down part divided into 3. I will move like so. I will move like so. Okay, so the essence is that this length from here to here, I'm going to get 12 inches of it times 3, which is exactly this length. So it's going to be something like this and something like this. Can we see? Then depending on how many pleats you want, do you understand? At the end of the day, this particular one should have a curving like so. Okay, can you see? Okay, and it should follow exactly the curving. Okay, so we are going to be pleating like this. So whatever we are doing, do not forget, okay, do not forget that all our pattern here is in unfold. Do not forget that whatever we are, this one you are going to be cutting your fabric unfold. If you do not understand what cutting unfold means, let me know. I will still explain to you. So this is going to be unfold, this is going to be unfold like so. Can you see? And this also is unfold. So this is the front pattern, while this is the front pattern, while this is the back pattern. Now this front pattern, you are going to cut it unfold, and this is where you are going to be joining them. Okay, this is where it's going to be joining like so. Okay, so this is where the casing is going to be. Now by the time you now drag the rope, okay, by the time we now add that casing and you drag the rope, all these plates will gather up. And don't bother about how it's going to gather, because the front side is shortened, the back side will still pull to the front. And that is just basically what this tutorial is about. So this is it, guys. If there's anything you do not understand, let me know in the comment section. This gown does not need that. It doesn't need sleeve. It doesn't even need any too much. What I just did now is what you just need, and you are going to get it. If you do not understand, please let me know in the comment section so I can do more explanation. Thank you.